I've helped hundreds of professionals get their first 10,000 followers using 4 simple steps. Here's exactly how you can do it too. So let's dive right into step number 1. You need audience clarity. So most people creating content, they do it for every single person in the world. And if you're for everyone, you're not going to be for anyone. And so that's why the most important thing is you need to figure out who directly are you speaking to. So I'll give you an example of my play when I first started creating content on LinkedIn. In 2016, back in my day, my first piece of content was for SDRs. So SDRs, as I mentioned before, are cold calling, cold emailing, or whoever that may be, reaching out to a prospect to get a meeting to schedule that for the closer. And that's all I talked about. How to do cold calls, how to do cold emails, how to reach out to people. That was everything I talked about. And so now it was so niche, right? Niche of a niche that those people gravitated towards me as the go-to resource for that. Now, over time, I've gotten more broad, right? Because the audience has grown, but that was my main focus. Now I speak to like revenue leaders. I talk about creating content, influencer marketing. So it's more broad, but I focus on that content, and that's how I started getting results, right? And so that's the first thing that you want to dive into. So once you now understand, okay, I have audience clarity, and again, talk about something that you already know too. Don't like try to deviate. Talk about something that you already know or document a journey that you're on. So that's the way I did it. I did both. I already knew the SDR role, but also was document role. So once you start doing that, we're going to do a next play called the 10-10-30 stack. The 10-10-30 stack. So you're probably like, what the heck does that mean? Platforms need consistent signals to get an understanding of what you like. If you are looking at your YouTube homepage, it will show you all the videos that you like. So right now, if you look at mine is like super straightforward. It's Alex Hormozy, Chris Doe, and all the stuff from like NDL and all that stuff across the board. They're like funny videos or like Jester and stuff. That's literally all I watch. So you need to give the platform signals on what content you want to consume and the people that you want to interact with. So my 10-10-30 play is every single day, you do 10 quality comments. Quality comments. Don't be like, great post, insightful, like write something out. I'll give you an example. I wrote a comment today. It was like, great insight here, Joe. What I learned from this is I now can take my writing and transcribe that into videos that I can make for YouTube. Do you have a framework that I could leverage here moving forward? So notice how I did that. I called out the post, yes, but I gave an insight that I learned and also asked a question, and I created real dialogue. 10 DMs, this is a lot of different ways you can do it. One is anyone who's liking your post, you can tell them thanks for liking the post, DM. You also could DM people proactively. Maybe you're looking to network and chop it up with people and have a conversation. Hey, so that you post a lot on cybersecurity, and I've been looking to get in the cybersecurity space. I had a couple questions on it to see, can I learn more from you? Right? Just an example of that. Or another DM. It's like, hey, like reaching out because I noticed that you're really big into creating content. It looks like, that might be something you're looking to level up. We have a system that we have with clients that help them get things going. Would you be open to chat with us? So that's also an example too. So you could do DMs all differently, whether it's outbound, you're trying to schedule meetings, networking, etc. But you want to do at least 10 DMs so that the LinkedIn knows you're there. And then 30 connections daily. So you want to connect with 30 people proactively, sending them some type of connection request. That's what I recommend. So that's how you're going to be able to build and grow along the way. And this works because ultimately now LinkedIn knows what you're looking to do, and it increases your visibility to the platform. Now, when you start writing content to obviously get followers, you want to make sure you have good hooks. This is where you need to focus most of your time. The play is you need to spend 80% of your time on the hook and the rehook. So you're going to see a post that comes up right here, and it's going to show you the hook. Notice I have a one-liner here, and then I have a rehook to bring them back in, right? The goal here is that the hook is something where it's like, it grabs their attention, right? And then the rehook you'll see here is I'm using this to bring them back in, to essentially say, hey, now that you've seen the hook, this is the thing that we're actually going to dive a little bit deeper into. And then now I go into the points, right? But what I've seen in working in content and working with other people is that if you don't have a good hook and you don't have a good rehook, they won't see the rest of the post. Just like you're on YouTube, if you don't have a good hook, they won't see the rest of the video. It's the same thing when you're writing. And so you want to make sure you do that so you can drive engagement towards your posts. The next thing, though, speaking of driving engagement towards your posts, is you want to use content leverage. So what do I mean by that? Most people ignore engagement insights. And an engagement insight is basically, what are people telling you that they like so you can do more of it? That's why I really like content, is that you put it out there, you see what people vibe with, and if they like it, you should double down and do more of it, because then that's what people like to consume. So the play here is you want to turn your comments in your DMs into new content. So what I do is I will look at my comments. I actually have a prompt, and I'll put this up here on the screen so you all can see it. And I copy and paste all of the comments. I put it into Claude. I prefer Claude over ChatGPT. And I tell it to tell me what are topics that I should now be focusing on based on the feedback of these comments. So now when I go into my writing sessions moving forward, I know exactly what type of content I need to be creating so that I can be more proficient in the videos that I create or in the content that I create. So that's what I'd recommend you all to do. You also can do this for people that are highly popular in your space or niche if you're just starting out, and you can copy and paste their comments and then throw it into a prompt. And then now you're good to go to create even better content. And yeah, I saw another video that did this and I was like, wow, this is great. I refined it to my own process for my own content, and it's been working wonders for me to make sure I'm nailing the right stuff for my audience. And again, now you're creating stuff that relates and you're not going to be overwhelmed. And ultimately, the results that I've seen is, I've grown from 0 followers to around 166,000 followers. And this is what I follow on a consistent basis so that I don't make mistakes. Because what you want to do when you're growing to this level of followers is that you want to make sure that the content that you're sharing is on point with the person who is the consumer. Now, when you get to the 10,000 followers point, it can change, right? And that's why I tell people to continuously A/B test. So 80% of the content you post, or 70%, should be on things that people want to hear from you. And then you should always be testing 20 to 30% of your content on LinkedIn that are new things that you want to talk about. And so I now have been transitioning from just sales development content to way more broader topics that I just mentioned. And so I've been following this 70-80 rule for quite some time, and I have been doing that. Now, I'll tell you, I have made a mistake where I tried to go full tilt into a new topic, and that did not work well at all. So you need to still have your main topics you talk about, and then you slowly move that audience to where you want them to go based on where you're transitioning with in your business or whatever that is. So make sure you avoid that mistake that I did when I was like, I got a new topic. This is what I want to talk about now. Best of luck. No, talk about what you were already talking about and start slowly shifting that over time. And that's going to be the really big key there. Because if you don't do that, you may lose out on people that were willing and open to engage with you along the way, right? You want to still share that stuff and then take them on to the next journey with you. And again, that's a mistake that I made after creating content for a while. And I'm open to transparency on mistakes, but just make sure you avoid that. Now, in conclusion here, right? Like getting massive LinkedIn impressions isn't about making this complex or anything crazy. It's about being consistent, but it's also having clarity, because you can be consistent, but also be clouded. So with these 4 steps I've given you, you can start implementing today, and you're going to watch your visibility grow and your engagement grow. So if you found this video to be valuable, hit the like and subscribe button for more LinkedIn tips and also on how to grow in B2B. And again, hope you enjoyed this vid, and we'll see you next time.